Clean him up. Jumps favourite. Shooting for 3 in a line. Often they're racing. Maddie Girl went straight back to last. Clean 'em Up was beaten for early speed. Desert Whisper well played with the first two to get going, and well played with the blinkers on, is going to fire straight to the lead. Back behind them, Allentown drives up near the inside. Blue Rocket next of all, followed further back Clean 'em Up, who settles right back there here today for Pike. Followed then on the outside next of all by Golden Vale, and last of all the stablemate Maddie Girl. But it's well nicely played rather, who's often gone at the 400. Nicely played, about 3 clear as they come into the home straight. In pursuit on the outside, Blue Rocket. Also right there, Desert Whisper. Clean 'em Up's gone right back to the inside, and Pike is driving her through. Blue Rocket reaches the lead. Here comes Clean 'em Up, darting through against the inside. Desert Whisper battles, and down the outside, Maddie Girl. Clean 'em Up's just in front. Maddie Girl trying. Pike goes for the shillelagh. Clean 'em Up, Maddie Girl. Maddie Girl diving at Clean 'em Up and made it close. Right on the line, Maddie Girl dived at Clean 'em Up. Leave it to the judge. The momentum certainly with Maddie Girl on the outside. Allentown behind those in company as well, with Golden Vale for third and Desert Whisper. Then Blue Rocket dropping out, nicely played at the tail. She'll get up here. Maddie Girl, ridden by Stephen Parnham. First up, the winning Rupert filly. Coming from the back. Maddie Girl, number 3, will get home in the last hop. Number 3, Maddie Girl for Simon Miller. Stephen Parnham in the saddle. And Stevie picks up the first 2 winners on the card. Defeats Clean 'em Up. She suffers her first ever defeat, whether that be a barrier trial or a race day appearance. Ridden back behind them a little off the speed. Pike was able to negotiate his way through the openings. Maddie Girl swooping down the outside though from the back, and produces a very big first up performance by winning Rupert from Very Angry Gal for Mrs. T. Hulse, and defeats Clean 'em Up by Rich Enough from Oscar Award. Willie Pike for Dion Luciani there. She showed good track sense to take the gap between Nicely Played and Desert Whisper. She really accelerated. That was over there against the rail, and the winner has come right down the crown of the course to get home and win. And she scored by a half head, 2 1/4 second and third, 59.48 the time, and 35.12 the last 600. So fabulous winning return here. She hadn't done all that much in the trials. She picks up a second victory and has done it by producing a barnstorming finish, beating this nice filly in Clean 'em Up. And third home won Golden Vale in the photo from 7 Desert Whisper, and Golden Vale by Churchill from Magnesic, stablemate of the winner Brad Parnham there in the saddle. 35.17. Nicely played gave up, and Desert Whisper battled away. Allentown was back there inside horses, with Blue Rocket dropping back as well after being prominent. Good finish there though in race number 2. Nice return, Maddie Girl. Race number 3, the Reliable Asset Maintenance Handicap over 1,000 metres, and no scratchings, but Stephen Parnham, who's in white hot form early with a double, takes the ride for Ash Maley on 6 Leading Taddy, as he's now led back in aboard the winner Maddie Girl, as we join Lockie down there in the yard.
Thanks, Darren. A really stylish return from Maddie Girl, a 2-year-old filly that had shown plenty of ability in her first campaign, but it looks like she's come back really nicely. It's great to see Simon Miller on course. Si, Maddie Girl, how have you viewed her progression over the last few months?
It's been interesting, Locke. I probably had a query on her on the wet, as I did with Golden Vale, but obviously the conditions today are far more favourable than what they had to endure at the trials. Both horses, their wheels spun, and you couldn't really get a gauge, so I just backed them up for a bit of fitness and then lined this race up, and I thought, well, if they handle the going, they'll be around the mark, and if they don't, they can have a little freshen up and play Ascot. So she's done a good job, because I think 1,000's too short for her, but they did rock along and help set it up for her.
She's never been an overly big filly. How have you viewed her physical progression over the last, since we last saw her last time in?
I think she's stretched. She hasn't got bigger, but I think she's lengthened, so she's definitely changed. Just a good result. Like, I just rang Talia, then she couldn't get up here, and oh man, the noise that was coming coming out of her house at dark, and I'm surprised you couldn't hear her from here. So just wrap for her. So it's a great result.
It was only a small field for this 1,000-metre 3-year-old race, but do you go on your usual program now and try chase a little bit more black type with her?
I will, yeah, for sure. Like a Belgravia probably sets up nice, and maybe even a Burgess Queen. But I just want to speak to both boys and see what they thought of how they got through the track as to what my next move is. But you know, both first up runs for both horses. They've done a good job.
Once again, I'm intrigued by Iowa. He's a month between runs. How's he tracking ahead of his start this afternoon?
He's going good, Lockie. I would have preferred probably to spin around in the mile, but he drew wide with a big gate, with big weight, and it just looked a softer running transit in the staying race. So he'll have a bunny to follow, and I don't think the month between runs will worry him, but he's not fully cranked up yet either. You know, we've got bigger fish to fry, but he should run well.
Well done here.
Thanks, Lockie. Good to get a winner when Kelly's on holidays, just to let him know I still got it.
Just. Here's Stevie Parnham.
Stevie Parnham joins me now. Stevie, it looked like it unfolded quite well for you there.
It certainly did, yeah. We jumped from the outside draw, and the plan was just to ride a cold and track up and wait till we straighten. Coming into the home corner, I was actually not that far from them, and thought I had a fair bit of horse on the hand to kick it. Yeah.
That was the thing. Over 1,000 metres, that leader looked like he sort of took off early, but came back to them very quickly.
Yeah, and I was in the right spot, I thought, to be able to build into the race. She definitely was happier on top of the ground on a soft 5 today, as opposed to her recent trials where they've been quite heavy. So still a little bit of an unknown how she was going to handle today's track, but she come through it with flying colours.
It's obviously hard for people like us watching externally, watching those trials, and you don't really know whether they're fully tested or not. And I suppose for you as riders, it's hard to sort of build confidence coming in on race day.
It certainly is, you know, especially coming out of 2-year-old racing into 3-year-old, it can sometimes vary a bit in the form line. So you want to hope that they can progress and keep improving. And yeah, from her trials, we weren't so sure what to take from them because the tracks obviously didn't suit her. So it was great to see her come out today and show the best version of herself.
2 from 2, well done.
Thank you.
There's Stevie Parnham bringing up an early race-to-race double, and he combines with Simon Miller and Maddie Girl to take out race number 2 here at Belmont Park.
Hurry, boy, it's waiting there for you.